Just like ridiculous hot. It's not even just plain old hot anymore. Let's see. Not quite there with Facebook yet. Goodness, they're taking a little while tonight. Okay, I see the live symbol, so we should have a link in just a minute so I can send it out to these ladies and we can get them going. My allergies are acting up. I'm like, I don't know what is alive out here. I didn't think anything could live in this heat, but apparently something is. And I am allergic to it. Isn't that great? It's always fun. Alright, let me put this link in for the ladies on Facebook and we will be able to get started. And we'll make sure that those are refreshed, the chats, so that we can get the chat. All the fun stuff. I think we are set up. So we shall see what happens. Alright, so tonight we have, instead of one and dones, we have bright summer colors because, like I said, it's hot outside. So this is the time of year when we want to be able to wear the brighter colors because it goes well with the hot weather. So I picked out some of our pieces that are in the brighter summer colors. We're wearing brighter colors in our clothing during the summer, so we want to be able to match our jewelry to that. So I pulled those out. I started with my very hot pink necklace. Hello, Aunt Dora. It's actually more of like a neon-y pink, so have that on. I do have one in red that we're going to show you during the show. So let's start it off our bright colors. It's the time of year to wear those bright colors. Hello, Rosie. You've got the whole gang? Hi, gang. Friday, it was so hot and I was in such a bad mood. I decided I couldn't handle doing the show too. Lately, even my stomach has not felt great because it is so hot outside and you try to eat and then it makes you feel sick. So, it's always fun. That's how it's been here. I saw the most ridiculous thing though. Up, it's a few hours from where I used to live. In Montana, somebody had planned a wedding. And they got snowed out. Or snowed in, whichever way. I don't know if they were already there or if they were coming in, but it snowed, a huge snowstorm. And well, I hope they didn't have to cancel their wedding, but I hope they also took their snowshoes with them because they're going to have to walk through the snow. Hopefully it wasn't an outdoor wedding, although this is a great time of year to usually have those in Montana. It is June. You should be able to have an outdoor wedding in Montana, but no, not upper. It's very close to Glacier Park and the weather is unpredictable. There are some roads up there that hardly ever get open during the year. And when they're open, they're only open for a little while. I'm just going to grab my jewelry bust over here. Because it snows every little while. So, that happens. That's a Montana thing. Alright, let's get these pieces going. I've got all the bright colors. Let's see, we have Ritzy Reputation in blue. So you can see these are two shades of blue. We've got like a darker turquoise and then the regular turquoise color. Also in these little, let's see, they're right along this edge. In these little rhinestones next to it, I don't know if you can see those, there are some yellow ones mixed in there. So we've got two shades of blue and a little bit of yellow. These have an offset piece here on the hoop, so it's not just a straight hoop. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. So it's offset a little bit. This is the length and size. We do have two pairs of these. So we have Ritzy Reputation in blue. It is going to be number 101, and we have two pairs of these. number 102. 102 is, let's see, Flirting Fancy in pink. So this is a large heart. It is in pink metal. See that hot pink metal? And then the rhinestones are white. So you have that color combination in the chain as well as the pendant down here. Let's see, let's bring our handy dandy mannequin in. She can try on all our jewelry tonight. This is the length. So it is around the mid-chest area right here. Hi, Sylvia. Is it hot there? I know outdoor usually isn't in New York, but are you hot in Nebraska? It looks like everywhere is hot except Montana, where they're getting snowed on. So this is right in the middle of the chest with the 2-inch extension. It is going to sit down here above the bust. So we have 2 of these. Flirting Fancy in pink. This one is going to be number 102. You're hot too. Yeah. I think there were only a few places in the country I saw that were not hot. We all have like heat warnings this week. They've canceled our SMPW for tomorrow and Tuesday already because it is going to be too hot for anybody to be out there. There's no way to stay cool enough. 100 degrees sounds about right. It's about what we got here. Yeah, we are supposed to get some rain a little bit later in the week. I don't know whether to cool it off or not. Usually it just makes it more humid, so we'll see what happens. Alright, our bracelet. This is Day Trip Discovery. This is in a bright pink. And see, I've got my nails also in the bright colors. Pink and orange and yellow. I actually need to take these off and put new ones on, but let's see, the bright pink beads, we've got faceted and we've got smooth. We have the little planet type beads in between. This is a stretchy bracelet. So we have Day Trip Discovery in pink, only one of these, number 103. That bright pink. Lots of hail. I did see your post about the hail. When did you get the hail? I can't remember. Has it been like a week ago? Hi, Mom. Let me put Sylvia down and Mom down since she's here now. It's Sunday. We're not worried about it. Our next piece, we have 2 pairs of these. These are called Bohemian Beach Blast. And this is in multi because we have the green, like a lime green, a turquoise, and a yellow. Little beads all around the outside of this forward-facing hoop. And then we have the little discs hanging off the bottom. These have a scratch texture on them, so they're not just smooth. This is the length and size. We've got all our bright colors out tonight. So we have Bohemian Beach Blast in green. We have 2 of these, number 104. You're not late. We just barely got started. You're fine. Number 105. We have one of our wooden necklaces. This is beach season, and these are really, really popular for beach and cruises. This is Oh My Miami in pink. This is a dark pink, so you can see it looks almost red. So it is a deep pink. And then we have the espresso wooden beads as well. The nice thing is these are lightweight because this wood is very light. And then we have the little wooden earrings as well in that matching color. Now these do not have any extension on them because they have like a loop and bead closure on them. So this is where it's going to sit. It is right in the middle of the chest. So they gave you a good length, but we don't have anything to extend it. This is Oh My Miami in pink. We have 2 of these, and it is number 105. We'll give until 1:10 to, before we start asking the questions, to give everybody a chance to get in here. Most people are in here by the time I get to 110. Then a few will trickle in after that, but Alright, bright shiny copper. These are Meadow Mosaic in copper. They look like leaves. So, little cutout copper bars in a leaf pattern. This is the length and size. It is the color of a very new shiny copper penny. We have 2 pairs of these. Meadow Mosaic is in copper, number 106. 2 of those pairs. Number 107. Got some orange. These remind me of the strands of chili peppers. If you go into the store and you see the strands of chili peppers, that's what this reminds me of. This is called Full of Flavor in orange. And so we've got orange beads, but we have a couple different types. We have the cloudy or semi-transparent. These have the little milky strands in them. We have some completely opaque ones, and these are all mixed in together, kind of trying to spread them out so you can see them a little bit better. Don't they remind you of the strands of chili peppers? They're just not red. And then the earrings are also the 2 little types of orange beads, so they match, which is a good thing, because how are you going to match this to anything? This is the length. Let's see if I can set that on her right. I usually, when I'm wearing these to get them to lay right, I lean forward and let them all fall forward, and then I stand back up and they'll lay right here. A little harder to do with her. I can do it. See, something like that. Let it lay forward and then stand up. That's how I get mine to lay right. So this is the length. It is at mid-chest or just below. With the 2-inch extension, it is going to come down to here to just above the bust. So we have 2 of these available. Full of Flavor in orange. I can see these with a tropical dress this summer. This one is number 107. You know, all our tropicals have that orangey coral color in them. Peachy orange in the flowers, which may be what I do my nails in next. I don't know. I have one with hibiscus flowers on it, and they're kind of an orangey color. But I'm trying to decide if I want that or if I want something more pink this time, because my toenails are orange already to match my nails. So I haven't decided. Fiercely Faceted in gold. Just 1 pair of these. So we have a pair of circular earrings. They are beveled, so you can see they're not flat. They have facets all the way around the inside and the outside, so that they reflect the light. Each one of those facets reflects the light just a little bit differently, which gives you a cool overall look. This is the length and size. I could not find the word I was reaching for there, so we're going to go with that. 108. These are Fiercely Faceted in gold. Just 1 of those available. Next we have some more hearts. These are in a bright orange. They are called Heart Homage in orange. So we have our orange hearts. They're linked together with like little paper clip links. These are the oblong ones. And then attached to the curb chain, we also have a little bead hanging off of one of those hearts. Give you a little bit of an asymmetrical look. And they're bright orange. So they're perfect for summer. This is the length. So mostly they're going to sit above this collar with the 2-inch extension. They're going to come down to about here, which again is about mid-chest. We have 2 of these available. So we have Heart Homage in orange. This is going to be number 109. 109 for that one. And let's see, number 110, let's do this necklace. I'm just going to hold this one up because it is easier. I think it's going to probably hang off the jewelry bust if I put it on there. Get all the layers right. This is called Barbados Bopper. This is another one of our wooden necklaces in that darker turquoise blue. It is held together by espresso colored cords. This is 3 layers. You can see they have the discs alternating with the 2 little spacers in between each one. And then our earrings are also those discs. This is like the other wooden necklaces in that it does not have an extension. You can see that loop and bead closure right there. So this little bead goes through a little loop. That's how it closes. This one's also probably big enough to just put over your head. This is the length of all those layers. So we've got 2 here in the bottom of the upper chest, last one at the bust. So these are all below mid-chest length strands. This is Barbados Bopper in blue. I'm down to my last one. This has been a popular configuration. Number 110. I had that in, I think, 2 different colors, and I've sold quite a few of those. So we are down to the last one. All right, all our questions tonight have 3 answers. So that's pretty easy. Not too bad, right? We are gonna start with this one. There are 3 answers, and we are going to go with, let's go with number 2. Name something that people eat raw. Something that people eat raw. They don't bother to cook it. What is it? And I think they missed a pretty obvious one on here. Something that people eat raw. Sushi. Yep. Fish, number 1. Some kind of fish. I don't like the raw kind. I like the other kind, but not the raw kind. Daniel will eat the raw kind. Ooh, oysters, yes. But no. Ugh. Not on there. So nasty. Oysters are about the consistency of snot. Don't mean to gross anybody out, but there is a reason why I don't eat those. They have to be cooked really hard. So you're very slimy feeling. What else do some people eat raw? Got the sushi. So if we've got our fish covered with our sushi and oysters, what else do people eat raw? Not all of it's gross, I promise. Only 3 answers. 2 more. What else do people eat raw? Might have some of these in your fridge right now. Caitlin just gave me hers yesterday because she bought them. Yes, vegetables. Vegetables were number 2. She bought them and Roman won't eat them. He says he likes carrots, but she bought the baby carrots and he only likes the big, you know, the big carrots that you have to peel. Yeah, she bought the wrong ones. So he wouldn't eat them. So that's how that's going already. But he did eat Doritos. So, you know, there's a balance there. They're all crunchy, right? What else do people eat raw? We've got fish, we've got vegetables. One more thing that people eat raw. And I'm thinking not so much raw as barely cooked. I used to get people that ordered this all the time, and it grosses me out. But people do it, and they like it. What else do people eat raw? And I mean, it basically is raw, no matter what you call it. I'm going to turn my fan this direction because I had it pointed the other direction, and I'm hot. As usual. You with Roman. The baby carrots do get slimy fast. Steak, yeah. Some kind of meat. Usually it's steak. They order it rare, and when you order it rare, you barely put it on the grill just enough to like make the outside slightly brown, and then you take it off and you serve it that way. That's raw. That's not rare. It's raw. And then sometimes they turn the grill heat up so that you get a really nice sear on the outside, but it is still raw inside. So those gross me out. I know other people like it. I really do not, if you can't tell. You're over 100 degrees too, Becky. That is terrible. All these places that should be cool and they're not. You could go to Glacier Park in Montana. They just got snow. Somebody had their wedding scheduled and they got snow. I wish they'd send some this way. We could use just a little bit of snow. It would melt before it hit the ground, but I would take it. Just no rain, please. Alright, this is a long one, so I'm going to hold this up. This is Vintage Vanity. This is in pink. This is obviously a bright pink. Kind of a dark bright pink. And then we have the little fancy scroll work around the outside. Kind of a Victorian look. This is the length of that necklace. Let me move this back so that you can see it a little bit better. It is hanging below the mid-abdomen, so right about here is about midway. With the 2-inch extension, it is going to go into this lower belly area. This is about waist length, right about there. So this is going to go down below the waist, down into here. I do have 2 of these. So this is Vintage Vanity in pink. It's also a Vintage Paparazzi piece. 2 of those available, number 111. Got a few long ones today. We are doing all the bright summery colors so that you have bright summery stuff to wear. This is Candescent Curves in silver. If you're a big hoop wearer, this is a triple hoop. They are textured. They kind of cross over each other. This is the length and size, so you can see they are a big, big hoop, but we have people that like those. Just 1 pair of these left though. Candescent Curves in silver is number 112. Almost couldn't get that on the hook. Number 113. So if you want your brights toned down a little bit, here's one that is mostly silver, but it has some bright colors on the bottom. This is Victorian Influence in red. We have 2 of these. These are silver bows on the top, and then these strands of rhinestones down at the bottom are in shades of red and pink. So we've got red and pink rhinestones on the bottom there. You can see they're not too in your face with the color. So if you don't necessarily like bright, bright colors, you might be happier with this one. This is the length. So our bow's going to sit right down here below your collarbones. And then our little strands of rhinestones going to go through mid-chest. With the 2-inch extension, it is going to sit right here, kind of above that bust area. So we have Victorian Influence in red. We have 2 of these. This is going to be number 113. So we can get that on the hook. It's not cooperating today. 114, we have just 1 of these. All our, nope, not quite all ours. 3 out of 4 of the bracelets are stretchy tonight. We have Veranda Variety in red. So we have these red beads. We have a marquee and a round shape. And then silver with the little scroll pattern on it in between those. This stretches like this in between those panels. Very easy to get on over your hand. So we have Veranda Variety in red, just 1 of these, number 114 for that one. I think now the fan has blown dust on me, which would not at all be surprising. And number 115. Some cute earrings. We have Saved by the Shell in pink. We have 2 of these left. So they call them that because this pink disc has a shell type finish on it. Then we have the little silver hoops and discs and some little leaves hanging from there. I don't know if you can see those little cutout leaves. Oh. allergic to my fan. This is the length and size. I do have 2 of them. So we have Saved by the Shell in pink, number 115. All right, let's see. How about this one? 3 answers. We'll go with number 3. Name something to which people love to give away the ending. Something to which people love to give away the ending. What do people love giving away the ending to? And it's always someone. There's one in every crowd. Something people love to give away the ending to. A movie, number 1. Yep. Don't you hate sitting with those people watching movies? Because they just have to tell you what's going to happen. And I need the context. I want to be able to see what all happens around that. Books, number 2. Again, with the context, you need it to be able to understand what the ending is even talking about. TV show. TV show wasn't on there. This is something very brief. Probably when you're talking to an actual person, somebody might like to give away the ending of this. And it ruins it. The other thing might they like to give away the ending to? Movies, books, and what else? Is this hard? This is one of those where you kick yourself after I tell you what it is. The joke, yeah. Ruin the punchline on a joke. That was number 3. Good job, Becky. Was that Neil's answer? All right. Our next piece is Sonata Swing in red. So we have a nice bright red here. Oval faceted rhinestone. We have the little scroll pieces around it with white rhinestones accenting it in an oval frame. This is the length. I do only have one of these. This is coming down to almost mid-abdomen with the 2-inch extension. Gonna go past there toward the waist, toward the belly button, but not reaching there. Hello, Kim. Yes, it was. How did I know? We do only have one of these. This is Sonata Swing in red. Kim said she's sick. Kim, why are you sick? Is it allergies? Is it stomach? What is it? 116. I know I'm having allergy problems right now, but we have been having stomach problems too because of the heat. Because, you know, you try to eat when it's hot because you need to eat, and it makes you sick. Yesterday was our anniversary, so we went and hung out with our kids. We took Daniel with us, and we went and saw Roman and Caitlin at their apartment. We went to the mall. We had not eaten. Roman and Caitlin both had, but we had not eaten, so we got some Chinese food, which should tell you where we're going with this. Got some Chinese food at the mall, ate it, and then like 30 minutes later, we went out and walked at the lake where he had proposed to her, and it was hot outside. So by the time we got home, both me and Daniel felt awful. Neil's got a sinus infection. Yeah, I can see that, especially with allergies being high right now. We've had a couple of people, our friends, who have had COVID here. You have 102 fever and you're not hungry with a scratchy throat. That could be almost anything. Have you checked for COVID? Like I said, it's going around again. It's one of those things. So it might be something to think about. Alright, I'm going to hold up our next one too because it's a little bit long for the jewelry bust. This is called Key West Walkabout. And it is in green, so this is in that like grass green and espresso brown. So we have the espresso beads. This is on that espresso cord. This is the length. So again, goes great with tropical type prints. You were negative for COVID. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people saying that, and then if you end up going to the doctor, you end up being positive. So it seems like these tests aren't working very well right now. But anyway, this one is right above the bust, this one's right at the bust, and then this one's just barely dipping below there. We do not have an extension on these because they are the loop and bead closure. So this is Key West Walkabout in green, and it is number 117. Well, we're happy that you're hanging out with us, even though you don't feel great. I guess you have to have something to entertain you, right? I'm going to try not to do anything really crazy tonight. I never know because, you know, the mannequin could fall over at any time, or the strangest things happen here. But I'm going to try not to do anything funny. Alright, we have Southwest Walkabout in orange. So a bright orange bead, oval, right in the center. And then we have like this tribal pattern all around the outside that is very southwestern. This is the length and size. So we have one pair of these, Southwest Walkabout in orange, number 118. Are we having fun yet? So all I did was drink something and it makes me nauseous. So immediately. It's lots of fun. Alright, watercolor skies in yellow. So we're starting with like a tan brown here. This is the ombre, so it fades from that into the yellows. Down at the bottom, can you see where it steps down? It kind of looks like on the screen it actually has bars. In person, those bars are less noticeable, and it just kind of fades into the colors. So this is that super lightweight wood. This is the length. So it is hanging right here in the mid-abdomen with the 2-inch extension down around belly button area somewhere. You knew it was bad when you didn't want your coffee this morning. Oh, you're very sick. You should go to the hospital. If you don't want coffee, you're probably going to die. This is watercolor skies in yellow. Just have one of these. It is number 119. You know it's bad when you don't want coffee. I don't want coffee anymore. My medicine that they put me on made it, I guess, not taste good to me, because I will make a cup thinking I want some because I'm used to wanting it. So I'll make a cup and I drink about half of it and I'm like, I just really don't want this anymore. And most of the time I end up dumping it out. Because it's just not hitting the spot. I wish they'd do that for sugar. Completely crushed in yellow. We do have 4 of these. So little crushed pieces. I don't know whether to call these rocks or shell or what. They do have a little bit of a shininess like the shell. I don't know, they just look like little pieces to me. And then there's a little bit of glitter in this acrylic around it. So let me put it on the mannequin, and then after we do that I can show you up close. Maybe you can see it a little bit better. This is just below the collar, down at mid-chest, with the 2-inch extension. It's going to sit down here at the top of the bust. So let's do this. There we go. Yep, you can see a little bit better what that looks like. You can see the glitter. So completely crushed in yellow. We do have 4 of them. It is number 120 tonight. Since we're on a yellow kick, let's do this one. We also have Stellar Heiress in yellow, and this comes with really nice size earrings. So this is a bright yellow color. It's in a hammered silver frame. And then our earrings look like smaller versions of those necklace pieces. So you've got perfectly matched earrings without even trying. That's the nice part. This is the length. Let's see if we can get it down around her neck. That is mostly above the collar. Just a bare little bit here at the bottom below the collar, but with the 2-inch extension, that's going to bring that whole piece down below the collar. So down here, just past mid-chest at the bottom, we have 3 of these. Stellar Heiress in yellow, and it's a bright yellow. Number 121. I guess we should stop and do a question, since we are now past where I should have stopped to do one. I'm not used to all the numbers being here. So now we have all the numbers. I have to remember to stop on time. Alright, let's see. 3 answers on this one. Let's go with number 2. Name something you keep within reach when you're watching television. Something you keep within your reach when you're watching television. Don't want to get too far away. I think I need some pretzels or something. Sometimes something salty tastes good when you're nauseous. I remember that from being pregnant. They used to say saltines, but I found that pretzels were saltier. Let's see, snacks, number 3. A drink was not on there. Maybe they put it in with snacks, I don't know. I definitely want my drink too. Snacks and a drink. Maybe I can eat popcorn after. Popcorn might do it. I favor pretzels, and I like the pretzel sticks because it has more salt. Remote. Number 1. Yep. Gotta have your remote. Don't want that to get too far away. So one more thing you might want to keep handy. Not gonna let it get too far away from you, even if you're watching TV. You've got your remote, you've got your snacks. What else do you have next to you? You probably have it next to you right now. In fact, it's highly likely. Your phone, yeah. Always with the phone. Even when we're watching TV, gotta have that phone. Well, if you're like me, my watch goes off, and if somebody messages me or calls me, and then it doesn't show you everything, so you need to be able to look at your phone to see who it was and what they wanted. So I end up having to look at my phone anyway to see what the whole thing was. Alright, next. Next we have Bustling Beads in multi. These are a hot pink, a yellow, and an orange. Little faceted beads sitting inside these 2 circles. These circles are fused together, so they're not going to move around. This is the length and size. So not a huge earring. We do have 2 pairs of these. This is called Bustling Beads in Multi, number 122. And I wanted to show you those, even though the fan is making my nose tickle, because I have one of these necklaces. And this necklace has very similar colors. We have the yellow, the orange, and the pink. It's longer. This is called Miami Mojito. I could use a mojito. So also in those same colors, we have transparent and opaque beads in the yellow, the orange, and the bright pink, all the way down this longer chain. Now you could double this up around your neck if you didn't want a long one, but this one's sitting all the way down through the waistline with the 2-inch extension, gonna go down into that lower belly area. When I double mine, I typically use the extension so that I can make it fit the way I want to. It gives you a little bit more chain to play with so that you can make it more even. But you definitely could make this a 2-layer necklace because you can see it's got enough length. So if you don't like long ones, you can always double it into 2 short. This is Miami Mojito. And we just have one of those. It is in multi. And it is number 123. Let's see. 124. Let's do this one. It's another long one. Different colors of multi. This is called Hidden Lagoon in multi. So if you like the crackle stone, this is a pale green, turquoise, and orange crackle stone in different shapes. And then we have a little fringe of tassel down here at the bottom. Let's see. This is going to be the length. So it's starting up here in the upper abdomen, going down below the mid-abdomen, so down into the lower abdomen. Tassel is going to sit down about waist length with the extension. Of course, going to go a little bit further than that. So mid-abdomen is going to be right about here. So that's going to tell you how that sits on you. It does have some larger links, so if you wanted to shorten it by fastening into it further down the chain, you could do that. This is Hidden Lagoon in multi. It is number 124. Oh my goodness, that fan is killing me. Always something. I definitely need to... I don't see any dust, but you know, it's always sucking dust in from the room and whatever. I need to blow it out maybe with some compressed air before next time. Number 125, and say hi to number 125. It has been missing for so long. And when I was moving back into this room from in my room, moving all the jewelry back in here, I found it in between some of the booklets that were sitting on my desk. So I had like one for our insurance and one for Medicare and one for, I don't remember, something else. And it was sitting between those books. So we have 125 back. And so we have another wooden necklace with 125. These are twisted strands of hot pink beads. I don't remember the name of it, and the tag is off the back, so I can't tell you what the name of it is. But it does sit down here. It's almost down to mid-abdomen, so mid-abdomen would be right about here. So it is just above that. Again, it does not have the extension because it has a loop and bead closure. All the wooden necklaces do. So no extension on this, but it is a nice length. So we just have one of these. It is going to be number 125 tonight. 125. Alright, so that brings us to our next question. Let's see. Let's do this one. I've been to the beach several times recently and had to do this every single time. We're on our last 5 pieces, so it's a good time for this one. 3 answers. Let's do number 3. Name something you shake the sand out of after a day at the beach. Something you shake the sand out of after a day at the beach. And one of the answers is not everything, because that is the real answer. Everything. What do you shake the sand out of after you spent the day at the beach? Blanket was not on there. Your shoes were number 2. Definitely the shoes. Always in your shoes. It doesn't even matter what kind of shoes you wear. They're in it. What else would you shake the sand out of after your day at the beach? Your feet. Feet is a good idea, but it was not on there. Towel was number 1. Bathing suit. Absolutely. Does it ever feel like you take half the beach away in your bathing suit? Because that's what it feels like to me. It is like everywhere. You got all 3 of them. Look at that. And you guys got even more stuff. I told you, the answer is everything. because the sand gets everywhere. And it's hard to get rid of. Alright, our next piece. Emblazoned Era. The same necklace I'm wearing, but it is in red instead of the bright pink that I'm wearing. So we have marquee, oval, and square beads in that red, set in the bar. And when you take off your bathing suit, more sand pours out of it. I don't even know where it comes from. This is the length, so it is just above the collar with the 2-inch extension, gonna sit down to mid-chest. So we have 2 of these. This is Emblazoned Era. It is in red, and it is going to be number 126. Number 127. We have Dainty Daisies in multi. This is my last pair of these little seed bead daisies, and they have different colored centers on them. So different colored seed beads in the center. We've got a dark pink, a light pink, a yellow, green, purple, turquoise. Looks like that's all of them. Orange. So they're on this very thin wire, forward-facing wire hoop. This is the length and size. So we have 1 pair of these left. Dainty Daisies in multi, number 127. Really, really cute, especially for summertime. And they match so many things because they're multi. Alright, let's see. We have, this is an asymmetrical necklace, so I've got to, let's see, I've got to get it right here. So this is how it's actually going to lay. Got our butterfly. We've got our iridescent teardrop down there. This is called Fluttering Finesse. And it is in multi, of course. I do have 2 of these. So this has the larger chain, larger gauge chain. Then we have our iridescent teardrop. This is a little bit more blue and purple than some of our others. And then this is a dark fuchsia. So the dark pinky purple on the bottom. Little white rhinestones on the top. This one, the tag never hangs in the right place, so you move it. This is the length. And if you have trouble getting them to stay in the right place, I take just a little piece of body tape or double-sided tape and stick it to the back of my butterfly and stick it to my skin or to my shirt, and then this will not move because it is a little bit heavy, so it might tend to walk itself around you. But this is how it's supposed to lay. It does go down to mid-chest with the 2-inch extension. Gonna sit right here above the bust. So we have 2 of these. Fluttering Finesse in multi. This one is going to be number 128. And that body tape or wardrobe tape is so cheap. I buy huge packages of it because I've always got something that does not want to sit right, whether it's my neckline or my jewelry, or I've used it as a hem tape just very briefly in an emergency when my hem starts coming down. Went ahead and used that in between the hem to keep that hem straight until I got home. I think we've taped shoes together with it before. You know, when you have a shoe incident and you're already left the house. Jessica 128. Okay. Gotcha, Jessica. Already left the house and your shoes mess up. Or they want to slide around on your feet and cause blisters. Great for that too. Alright, Life of the Fiesta in multi. Let's have a fiesta. We have a plummy purple, a teal green, and a hot pink, along with our little silver teardrops right here. This is a 2-layer necklace. So we have lots of the pretty colors. Pink teardrop earrings. I've liked this one in every color that it came in. I also have the black here, so all those colored beads are black on that one. But this is the multi one, and I sold out of the other ones. So just got the black and the multi left. This is where the layers are. So one down here at the collar, one up above the collar with the 2-inch extension down here just below mid-chest above the bust. So this is Life of the Fiesta. And it is in multi. We have 2 of them. It is number 129. Let's see, find a place to put that. And we are at our last piece. Isn't that sad? We're already at our last piece. And it's actually a 2-piece set. This is a necklace and a matching bracelet. And I just have one of them left. One of each. This is called Low-Key Love Struck in pink. So we've got the pink metal, little iridescent rhinestones on those hearts. So triple hearts in the middle with the pink or the iridescent rhinestones on that pink. There's also some pink rhinestones, but you can't really see them. So the bracelet, 2 hearts that match that necklace. This has the adjustable clasp, so it has the lobster clasp with the extension. This is the length. So it is sitting right there below the collar, which is about mid-chest, with the 2-inch extension. Gonna sit down to here. Sorry, let me move my finger. So you have one set left. We have a Low-Key Love Struck in pink and the matching bracelet. This is going to be number 130 tonight, our last piece for the night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Didn't quite make it to 10 people tonight, so we'll try again on Friday night. Everybody's so hot, they might be inside, right? So we'll try again Friday night to get 10 people so that we can give away a free piece of jewelry. Let's see, we didn't have a show Friday night, so we really don't have any invoices to send out. Jessica, I can send yours if you want me to, or I can hold it for next week. So just text me and let me know what you want me to do with that. I can do it either way, since you're local, there's no shipping, so you can either do it this week or next week. And I will be back on Friday, because it's going to be too hot to do anything else. So I will see you Friday night. I appreciate you all coming out tonight, and have a good rest of your Sunday.